question about the quarterback position, since it's a little inexperienced right now. I know that we have the transfer from Washington who was just named quarterback earlier in the week or in the last week. So will you see the offense be a little bit more balanced now with pass and run, or are we still going to rely heavily on Ronnie Rivers in the offensive game?
Well, you definitely will see a lot of Ronnie Rivers, and for good reason. I mean, he is as polished a running back and as versatile a running back as Fresno State has ever had. I mean, the guy grew up with a running back mentality. His dad was the all-time leading rusher at Fresno State till Robbie Rouse broke it. His dad roomed with Barry Sanders in the NFL. So, you know, Ronnie has just been infused with that kind of knowledge and awareness beyond his years. And, you know, I think now his body has caught up to that a little bit. He's bigger, he's stronger. He's very underrated as a pass protector. You know how strong he is as a runner. He's physical for a guy his size. He's very elusive. And you really can employ him in the pass game as well. So having a healthy Ronnie Rivers from start to finish in an 8-game season, I think is really important. And there's some depth around him at that position too. But I think as far as the balance, you know, Ryan Grubb's the offensive coordinator. He was the offensive coordinator last year. He was the O-line coach when Kalen DeBoer was the coordinator. Those two are really on the same page. They understand each other well. There's a trust factor there that Coach DeBoer hands the reins to Ryan and says, do what you need to do. But I think the philosophy we'll see is one that adapts to situations. When they need to go fast and score in a hurry, I think they'll have that capability, and they have some playmakers who can really stretch the field. I think we'll probably see more vertical shots taken in 2020 than maybe we have the last 2 or 3 years. And part of that is because they have a quarterback who can get rid of it quickly, who can deliver it accurately, and they have some playmakers who can be really tough matchups for opposing defenses.
So, kind of along the lines of with Jake Haener, who was announced the quarterback for Fresno State. I saw his stats at Washington. He went 7 for 7 with like 110 yards, and that's his experience. So, you know, what's kind of his game? I mean, is he more of like an improviser type of a quarterback? Is he, you know, I don't want to say field general, but kind of more of a pocket passer? Is he more an athletic runner where he wants to, you know, throw in a lot of RPOs? I mean, what is Jake Haener's game? Because we haven't really seen.
Well, and I think a lot of that remains to be seen because he hasn't had a chance to prove it in game action. But I think he is a versatile quarterback. I think, you know, you're going to hear, well, he's undersized. He's only 6 feet tall. There have been plenty of quarterbacks at Fresno State who found success that way. And one of them is a guy that he's known his whole life, who his dad followed at Bullard High School as the quarterback and who's been a mentor to him, and that's Kevin Sweeney. And the other guy who's influenced him heavily is Trent Dilfer, you know, through the Elite 11 program. So, and that's a big reason why Jake is at Fresno State, the influence of those two Bulldog legends. So he understands the tradition of Bulldog football. He understands how much it means to the community. And as far as a physical skill set, you know, he's got an incredibly quick release, and the ball comes off his hands, you know, so smoothly. You see that ball leave his right hand, and it's spinning so tightly, and it's hitting a receiver right where it needs to hit him. But I think that quick release is going to be a big, big factor. The offensive line looks to be pretty solid, and I think they can protect him. But you think about the difference. You know, if a receiver gets it half a second sooner or a second sooner compared to a quarterback who takes longer to recognize who's open and longer to actually deliver the football, I mean, that can be the difference in 20, 30 points in a game. And I think Jake Haener has the potential to do that. You think about what you saw from quarterbacks here in the past. You know, when David Carr was running the show in 2001 with that slew of receivers, how dangerous Fresno State was offensively. Yeah. And when Derek Carr was pushing that up tempo his senior year with, you know, 3 1,000-yard receivers, how incredibly fast they could score. I think Jake Haener has everything to be that kind of quarterback. I don't know if you'll get to see it in an 8-game season, but I do think people will be very pleased with the results from him. And I think the question mark is the mental side of the game, because he hasn't had the live bullets and as many reps in live college football. So when the blitz comes, when something surprises him, how's he going to handle it? Will he take care of the football? If they are more aggressive going down the field, can you do that and still minimize turnovers? So those are some of the question marks that I think will be answered. But the question of, does he have what it takes physically to be a top-notch college quarterback? Without question, 100% he does.